Okay, let's go through a quick little tour of Mr. Waxman's solar oven. Now that you're almost done sort of grasping this theory, it's gonna really be time soon to start designing this thing. So this is something you're gonna look at tomorrow for those of you that come on campus, and it'll hopefully give you some ideas, but let me just walk you through it. There's actually dual pane glass on this. You don't need to use glass. You can use Mylar plastic as mentioned in the reading. I've got 4 reflectors on it. Just took this one off. They're really easy to take on and off. Normally I have used mirrors in the past, but they all broke. We had sort of an incident and all the mirrors broke, so I haven't replaced them. But this foil, as you have maybe read about by now, is not bad as long as it's sort of smooth. On this side, I've got my little solar sundial here. It's just a pencil sticking out perpendicular to the surface. So if I point it to where there's no shadow, then it's that theta S plus beta are 90 and we're good. I built a little system so it is sort of easy to change the angle and set it. Around here I've got a little door that goes on and off, and it's sort of insulated too. The inside of the oven's I think a little nifty. It's got this sort of hanging shelf, so it swings and it's always stays level. So if you tilt your oven and if you're not careful, if you had a liquid that was boiling, or you're baking a cake and the batter's still all liquidy, and you tilted your oven to face the sun, that could be a problem. Everything spills out. But with this one, it's not a problem because that hanging shelf just sort of stays where it's at. But you will need to think about that. Lots of other little features on this. I mean, this one's on wheels, so it can roll around, but you do need to think about how you're gonna sort of carry and move and store this thing. But that's the tour for now. Tomorrow, maybe you'll do a few little investigations and sort of see what sort of temperatures it gets with and without the reflectors. We'll see what the sun is like tomorrow. So here's how I would think about gain. Let's assume that initially you get 2 rays of sunlight in this box. Well, the first thing you need to realize is that the angle of incidence, when the light comes into the mirror, it bounces off at the same angle. Very important. So if we put reflectors on as shown, some of the light rays are going to be bounced into the mirror, and this is your gain. So if we initially had 2, we now might have 6 more additional rays being reflected down into our oven. So if we originally got, let's say, 2 rays of light, and now we're getting 8, our gain would be 4. Mathematically speaking, the power absorbed by my oven with reflectors is simply equal to this gain factor times the original power absorbed by my oven without reflectors. So what can you do? What factors will help you get the most light into your oven? Well, it's probably pretty obvious that the bigger the reflector, the more you'll gather, but you also need to make sure you have R reflectivity, and the reflectors need to be at the correct angle. So these 3 factors, length, reflectivity, and angle, are what together create gain. Most of the rest of this video deals with how to calculate gain and set the correct angle. All right. So the whole key in this alpha thing, which is the angle, is that we're trying to get the ray that hits the top of the mirror to just make it into the box. Just make it into our oven. And as you can imagine, this angle is somehow related to L over M. It's not a right triangle that we're used to, but it is somehow, this geometry is all linked together. And that's the bulk of that alpha m over L deal. So, if you understand conceptually what gain is, and you understand conceptually why it would depend on length and reflectivity and having an appropriate angle, you probably know enough about this section. As long as you can clearly understand equation 14 and how that becomes equation 29, you're in good shape. Now, equation 29 is not the end of the story. There's more math that gets you to equation 36, which can be used to help you calculate the angle, or you might just want to use the table 4. So that's the theory of the solar oven. The next step will be to go towards the end of this packet and create an Excel spreadsheet so you can figure out exactly which variables will get you to the temperature you need to get to. The lengths of the walls, the type of window, the size of the window, the type of insulation, all of these variables will be programmed into your Excel spreadsheet. So that's about it for now. A lot of work to do. Keep working together and reach out for help when you need it. Good luck.